What is the best way to dominate your single stroke rolls, and what is the optimum technique to use to do that? More on that. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, Evan Chapman here with A Tune Musician, where our mission here is to help drummers find the creative freedom that they need behind the drums, and also find and keep the motivation to practice and to get better and to get past those plateaus that we as drummers and musicians always face. Today, we're going to be discussing single stroke roll technique and the optimum technique to use to ensure that we have smooth single stroke rolls and that we can develop faster single stroke rolls. So if there's anything that you can take from this, how can we dominate our single stroke rolls? It's all these different steps, but let's get into it. Now, single stroke rolls is probably the most used and notorious rudiment to ever exist. You know, pick any song ever, and the drum fill, if it exists within that song, it's probably a single stroke roll. So stick grip, that's the first thing that we need to figure out what stick grip we're going to use. I'm using the matched grip, and overall the grip that I'm using is the American grip. As you can see here, my thumbs are facing 45 degrees towards each other. Now, we can use our pointer finger fulcrum, but there's another little hack that we can use here, and it's using our middle finger fulcrum for this American grip. More on why we're doing that here in a little bit. But once we've, figured out the fulcrum, which is where we're getting the most bounce for our stick naturally. So if I just let go of my stick on the middle finger fulcrum there, where's that sweet spot at? So find that sweet spot. It's not going to be too far back here, and it's not going to be too far up on the stick, but it's around here with the middle finger fulcrum. So with the single stroke roll, we know, as I was doing it a little bit earlier, it's just right, left, repeat. That's all the single stroke roll is. Now, when we're developing this, we want to make sure that we are utilizing nice, even strokes. As I'm doing that and as I'm getting faster, I want to make sure that I'm breathing and staying relaxed. And where I said with the middle finger fulcrum, as we're staying relaxed, this loose grip that we're using, we found that fulcrum point, and we're throwing our stick against the snare, you're going to get extra bounces, more or less, from just the natural like a basketball, essentially. So you're going to have to experiment with where you're getting those natural bounces. But with that middle finger fulcrum, it gives us a looser grip, so we're able to check out the link below to my drum course. It'll help you drum with more speed, endurance, and control by mastering your weaker hand. There's also a free download for 10 free drum hacks that'll boost your drum chops. Check it out. As I played faster, my stick height lessened. So when you're practicing this slower, your stick height's going to be higher. As you get faster, it's going to get lower. Something that we can do to help smooth out our single stroke rolls, actually, ironically, is doing accents and more dynamics. So that could be, if we take that drum fill, which is just decka, 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 and we add accents within there. it's going to help your dynamics, which in turn is going to help you be able to play more fluid with your right, left, and your single stroke rolls. So as you get better, you know, and you're adding accents, you're going to be able to get faster. So adding accents is going to help your single stroke rolls as well, and developing those. Also, another technique that we can use within our single stroke rolls is the Moeller method and finger control technique. And actually the Moeller method utilizes that loose grip to where we're able to get free bounces essentially. And then finger control technique, we're using the French grip, which is not the American grip. We just kind of go like we're holding an Xbox controller, and we're using our finger muscles as like a twitch almost. But what's cool is with those accents, we can use the Moeller method technique, and with these different, you know, the Moeller method, we can switch between that and finger control technique. Another way that we can up our single stroke rolls, I kind of just did that, is by doubling the speed. So if we could take that, the decka, and the length of that, and then just double it the next time. And then we could do finger control technique. But what's cool is, as you know, we're getting better and faster with those, we can switch, as I said, between finger control and Moeller method. And then just straight up, you know, wrist. Which leads me to the next point, and that's using both the finger control technique and the Moeller method and doing a sort of a hybrid sticking. And this is something I've talked about before, but this can be super powerful, especially if you're doing some stuff, say, on the hi-hat, you know, and I want to do finger control with my left hand and Moeller strokes with my right. And then the last way that we can really help our single stroke rolls is practicing with our weaker hand. Just as much as our dominant hand, we want to practice the single stroke rolls with our weaker hand, and sometimes even more. This is only going to help your singles that much more. As you're getting faster, there are ways that we can help to be able to increase that speed. One of those is a metronome, and the other way is by starting slow and building up the speed, going as fast as you can, and then slowing back down. I would recommend, if it hurts and you're straining, to slow it down. Don't force the speed. It will come as you practice, as you get comfortable, as you do these other things. But with that being said, these are the things that you can do to help your single stroke rolls. Once again, those things are technique, using that American grip with the middle finger fulcrum, loose grip, nice even strokes, making sure you breathe deeply as you're doing those single stroke rolls and stay relaxed. Use that loose grip for extra bounces. Use the Moeller method technique as well as the French grip. and using that finger control technique, adding accents for better dynamics. That's going to help your fluidity behind the drums and your drumming voice. And also make sure to double time. And then the hybrid sticking I talked about, using a mix of Moeller method technique and finger control technique. There are no rules as long as you're staying comfortable behind the drums. Also practice with that weaker hand, as I mentioned, just as much as your dominant hand. But with that being said, these are the things that you can do to dominate your single stroke rolls. So if you start implementing even just a few of these, it's going to help your single stroke rolls. It's going to help your drumming. With that being said, I hope this was 10 minutes or less. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so that way you're notified every single time we upload a video here at Attune Musician. Hit the like and share button if you found this helpful. But what things do you do to help your single stroke rolls? Or are there any specific exercises or techniques that you use to help you? I want to know. Let me know in the comments below. If you need help drumming, I would also recommend to check out the link below to my 10 free drum hacks. I also did want to mention, if you want to completely revolutionize your single stroke rolls, check out my weak hand method in the link below. It is not free, but check it out. It's going to help your drumming. It's going to help your drum chops, and just going to make you a better drummer. So check that out as well. But until next time, stay tuned.